so many of our healthcare professionals and clinics right now in every type of sphere you can think of are moving away from insurance to cash pay models because there is no predictability for them to be able to invest or innovate or provide the best care for their patients because and they could get denied. There's no rhyme or reason on what they'll pay, and then the reimbursement they get back is pennies on the dollar of what it actually costs for them to provide that service or that procedure. And so moving to cash pay for a lot of our clinics is the only way that they can actually serve and help the patients in a way that heals them, and that makes any sense, and where they can even live and afford to live.
Yeah, it's really interesting you bring that up. My dad, he's a physician at Northwestern, and he actually moved his business model of concierge for that exact reason, meaning cash pay and no longer accepting insurance. And it really revolved around the ability to provide more proactive care and not having to deal with that entire system of what you just alluded to. So yeah, I know it. I've lived it in childhood, not operationally, but totally understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. For I'm curious. I want to ask you about your dad. Then, how is his? So once he made the shift, I'm sure that was a very scary thing to do, especially since this is still new. Moving to that. How long ago was it that he moved to that model?
Mm. Um, I was still at William Blair back then, so that had to be 11 plus, almost 12 years ago, and that
That
was
is a
before
lot.
then, so maybe 14 years ago. And it was yeah, and you kind of did it in phases, in two phases. And so yeah, that was it was a while ago.
That was way ahead of the curve. He was ahead of the curve when it really because I'm thinking it was about a decade that it's been happening, and now just I mean now it's almost mainstream. So he was like an early adopter with that. Everyone I've known that's been a patient where their doctors have said that have been so worried. But if they were able to go to that, they were like, wow, the healthcare I get right now is just so much better, so much better. I feel like I have a better doctor patient relationship now. I feel like I'm being listened to in a different way, and that we're able to catch things earlier. They just absolutely love it. And they feel like at the end of the year, they save money rather
Yes.
than what they would have paid for other things. So it's made a big difference. It's made a big difference.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day too, I mean, if you look at some people, they might see it as a nominal cost. When they would look at the overall picture and the grand scheme of things, for 40 years, what am I going to be paying? Is it worth it? And that's a personal choice. It's not for everyone. It's not that he carried over every single patient.
Right.
But yeah, obviously there closed practice and plenty of people that would, wanted, and everyone that did want were able to, become patients or stay patients. But yeah, just kind of a different mentality.